Okay. Well, that cleared out quite a bit, didn't it? Greetings and salutations, fellow pilots. This is Akirishin. I'm excited to bring you the Ki-84 in this video, specifically named the Nakajima Ki-84 Hayate. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. A Tier VII Japanese fighter. And the reason I am featuring this aircraft is I just did a video on the Yak-3, so if you haven't seen that, check it out. And the Ki-84 came up as the best alternative to the Yak-3. So I thought, well, let's see how it does. Let you see how it actually performs off the pages of our aircraft comparison. So that's what we're going to do in this video. In terms of armaments, the Ki-84 has two 30mm cannons that do 160 damage per second, have a rate of fire of 200 rounds per minute, and an effective firing range of 580 meters. The effective firing range is a little low, not bad, but you know, you'd like to see that more up in the 700 range. Also has two 20mm cannons that do 75 damage each, with a 400 round per minute rate of fire and a little bit better effective firing range of 640 meters. So very powerful cannons. You do tend to want to get in a little bit closer. They're described as having medium range, and I think that's pretty accurate. So the Ki-84 is described as having high airspeed and a good boost. Nah, sorry, Wargaming, but not a good boost. Just 6 seconds, your typical Japanese fighter boost, so meh. It's good while it's running, but it's only running for 6 seconds. It is what it is, right? The Yak-3 that we reviewed just recently also had a 6-second engine boost. So to accentuate that high airspeed, to further build upon that strength, I have equipped Aircraft Polish 2, which increases the Ki-84's top speed by 5%. To maintain that strength, I've also equipped Engine Tuning 3, which increases engine power by 5%. That helps us to maintain our airspeed in, maneuvering activities. So, turning, climbing, helps us keep that airspeed up by having a more powerful engine. The Ki-84 is stated to have high maneuverability in horizontal turns, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we do our aircraft comparisons. But having high maneuverability is not having very high maneuverability. So there's a little bit of room there. So I did equip Light Airframe 3, which increases maneuverability in all axes. And remember, high maneuverability in horizontal turns does not include high maneuverability in other aspects. So that is why Light Airframe is a good option versus, say, Control Surface Adjustment. Control Surface Adjustment only increases maneuverability in turns by 3%, whereas Lightweight Airframe increases maneuverability in all axes. So with our pilot skills, I am a huge believer in trying to have synergy between our pilot skills and our upgrades so that they work together well and augment each other. So I have chosen to select Engine Guru 1, which increases engine thrust by 3%, and Engine Guru 2, which makes a collective engine thrust increase of 5%, but it also increases our top speed by 2%. And again, that's just building on that high airspeed strength, making it even stronger. I've also selected Aerodynamics Expert because it increases the effects by 40% of all of our upgrades. So, we get a 3-4 there by selecting Aerodynamics Expert versus Aerobatics Expert, which just increases maneuverability. This aircraft often catches fire, and that would necessitate us normally with our consumables using automatic fire extinguisher. But to free up that consumable, I have selected with our one remaining skill point, fire resistance, which reduces fire duration and damage by 20%. That will allow us to use that consumable that we would have used up with fire extinguisher for some other important consumable. We'll talk about that in a minute. In terms of ammunition, I have selected universal ammunition, and for our 20mm cannons, it provides equal chance of fire and critical damage. For our 30mm cannons, the universal ammunition provides a medium to low chance of fire and a high chance of critical damage. On our consumables, I have selected first aid kit so we can heal our pilot should he suffer injury. That, an injured pilot, of course, is not going to fly as well and is going to have a very difficult time shooting anything. The aim just goes way off and dispersion is everywhere when your pilot is injured. So it's great to get that pilot healed up as quick as possible. I've also gone with automatic engine restarter in case we get an engine knocked out, and controlled surface auto trim, which automatically restores controllability of wings and tail. Now again, if I hadn't gone with the fire resistance skill for our pilot, I would have had to have select automatic fire extinguisher to deal with the fact that this aircraft often catches fire. But I feel like I can get away with using one of these other, having something else for consumables. And mainly what I'm able to get is the first aid kit because I'm not getting that fire extinguisher. These are all gold consumables with 60-second cooldowns, and they activate automatically, versus the non-gold have 90-second cooldowns and activate manually. Mainly I just choose the gold consumables because of the automatic activation. I like to be able to focus on, flying the aircraft and putting rounds on the target and having situational awareness rather than, having to activate some consumable. In terms of the aircraft specifications, its optimum altitude is 1,800 meters, which is really nice for this aircraft, considering its maneuverability. Fighters that go above 1,800 meters tend to have, suffer in the maneuverability category or stat. Average time to turn 360 degrees is 8 seconds, which is just excellent. One of the best out there. Top speed at best altitude is 650 kilometers per hour, not too shabby. Its optimum airspeed is 374 kilometers per hour. Stall speed 120 kilometers per hour. All right, looking at paint schemes. You are currently looking at Desert, which is by far my favorite for this aircraft. I really like this paint scheme. This is Marine, Winter, and summer, which is not too bad. Put it back on desert since that's my favorite. And I like the little kind of red lightning bolt there. I think that's really cool looking. So what we're going to do now is compare the Ki-84 to its other Tier 7 fighter peers. And in doing that, I'm using a new format. You know, I used to go to World of Warplanes website and use their compare aircraft tool. But now I've kind of developed my own chart. It's a bar graph, and it really just shows the comparisons much better, and I can put all the Tier 7 aircraft in the image at the same time, and I can't do that on World of Warplanes website. And I can also isolate each particular criteria that I use, and I'll go over those in a moment. But it's really something I'm doing that's new, hopefully innovative. And you know, it's a lot more work on my part, but I really think it's better for you guys and helps you see things visually. So in your comments, be sure to mention what you think of the new aircraft comparison format. And I know Steele, you mentioned that you really like that new format, and I appreciate you giving me that feedback. And all of you, I hope you'll leave your feedback on it as well. So let's do that now. Okay, so we are here looking at the aircraft comparison chart that I have developed. And what I have done is lined up the various different fighters to compare against the Ki-84. A few notes on what we're going to be focusing on and what the numbers mean. We will be taking a look at armaments, and by armaments I mean the collective damage that all of the gun armaments on an aircraft can do at the same time. We'll be looking at time to turn 360 degrees, hit points, altitude, and by altitude I mean the optimum altitude, which these aircraft can all exceed that optimum altitude, but they do begin to experience performance impairment the higher they go. And finally, airspeed, which is representative of the highest speed at best altitude the aircraft can achieve. I decided to go with that stat versus the other option, which would be optimum airspeed, because what we're often talking about is the ability to get away or to catch up. Either get away from an enemy that is attacking you, you want to speed away and try to outrun them so as to be able to later engage in more favorable conditions for you. And two, because you want to know the best these aircrafts can achieve. So with that in mind, we will take a look first at armaments. So here are the armament levels for these aircraft. And what you will see is that the Ki-84 outclasses all of these aircraft in terms of its gun armaments damage output capability. And that's really super, considering that with that package is a great maneuvering aircraft. Looking next at maneuverability, and specifically in the ability to turn 360 degrees, the Ki-84 has an 8-second turning time, and there are two other aircraft that meet that turning rate. One is the Yak-3, which I recently reviewed. The other is the A7M, a Japanese aircraft. Now, the Yak-3RD comes in very closely at 8.3 seconds. And, I guess, if you're in one of those round and round and round turning dogfights, 0.3 could make a difference, but it's not a significant enough difference to warrant you not going with a plane that you're interested in exploring. So next, looking at hit points, we see that the Ki-84 has the lowest level of hit points for this tier. The Yak-3, the MiG I-220, the Kostakov 302, and the Yak-3RD all have that same 280 hit points level. The highest hit point level is achieved by the LA-9RD at 340, but that's not a huge difference between the 280 achieved by the Ki. So even less of a difference for those aircraft that come in at 300 as their hit point score. Now we're looking at two stats on this particular frame. We are looking at optimum altitude, and we are also looking at turning rate. And the reason why I have both of those stats up is I wanted you to see that the higher altitude a particular aircraft is, the worse its turning rate tends to be. So if you look at the Yak-3, it's got an 8-second turning rate, but an altitude of only 1,100 meters. Same thing with the A7M. There are a few notable exceptions to that, one being the Yak-3RD, which comes in at 1,500 meters, but yet it still has an 8.3 second turning rate, which is very good. And of course, the Ki-84, which comes in at 1,800 meters as its optimum altitude, and yet it still has only an 8-second turning time with all of its upgrades, the upgrades that we equipped and the pilot skills that we selected. So with the Ki-84, you don't necessarily have to choose between having a good altitude performer, but at the same time the aircraft being a good turning aircraft. The Ki-84 has both of those, whereas its closest peers, the Yak-3, the A7M, have an abysmal 1,100 meters as their optimum altitude. So finally, we are looking at airspeed, best airspeed at the aircraft's optimum altitude. And what you see is that, again, the Ki-84 comes in at the lowest airspeed of 650 kilometers per hour. And once again, you do see a correlation between higher airspeed and worse turning time. So for example, the Kostakov 302 that has an 820 kilometers per hour airspeed has an abysmal 13.1 second turning rate. If you look at the airspeed though for the Ki-84, it's very competitive with its peers at this level. While there's certainly a notable difference between 650 kilometers per hour and say 710 kilometers per hour, it does not rise to the level of making the Ki-84 not one of your best choices. It in fact remains a great choice despite that airspeed issue, in my opinion. So I hope that helps you to put the Ki-84 in context with its other peers. So having reviewed my build for this aircraft, having gone over its specifications, and having compared it to its Tier 7 fighter peers, let's head into a battle now and see how the Ki-84 actually performs. Alright folks, so we will be fighting in our Ki-84 over the archipelago.
You are approaching the area of combat
Stumbling block,
operations.
theater of
Be
operation.
ready.
And we'll head over to the command center to our east. Well, to our
Pilots,
north, I
get
guess.
ready for action. Let's go.
And use our wonderful, fantastic 6-second engine boost. Now you know I'm joking. 6 seconds is nothing to write home about. Alrighty, let's see here. These cannons really do a number on enemy aircraft. Let's see here, just weaving and dodging here to avoid some of this anti-aircraft fire. And let's see, what do we have coming in on us here? A BF-109Z. Let's deal with that. Fire got us there. He definitely put a hurt on us though. But it looks like maybe we took him out too. Or somebody did. And looks like we've secured the airfield, so that's good. We'll head over here to their command center and see if we can't dispossess them of their progress over there. Got a heavy fighter down low and an A7M up top. Which is a very maneuverable aircraft. Phew. That was a little worrisome, but we definitely had the health advantage there. Let's head down here and deal with this heavy fighter. And looks like we have an enemy fighter on one of our friendlies. So let's help him out. If we can get to him. Okay. Head back over here to the command center. we've cleared out some of the riffraff. Let's see. Mainly air defense aircraft at this point. So those should be pretty easy to deal with. Alright, over here. Where'd you go? There you are. Looking on one of our friendlies there, can't have that.
Air supremacy achieved.
Alright, so we'll head here and work on this LA-9RD, which is a good aircraft. And they are all congregating there.
Way to go! Victory is close.
Well, and I knew my guns were overheated there, but man, we were so close to knocking that aircraft out that I didn't want to let it go.
I'm proud of you, pilot.
Alright, so
Head back home.
that was quick work there. Number one spot on the team, Subjugator, effective fire. Let's head back to the hangar and take a look at the after action report. Alright, so 9 kills, 2 assists. Looks like we got a successful ram there. Flames in the sky. Looks like 21,866 in change, 3,081 in experience, and free experience of 154. Over 6,800 in combat points. Battle duration 5 minutes 44 seconds. So in 5 minutes 44 seconds, including the time it took us to get destroyed that one time, get back into action, we had 9 kills and 2 assists and took 2 sectors. So I think that's a great result for the Ki-84. And let's head into another battle here and see what we can do a second time. Okay, so for our second battle, we'll be over the Albion Wings of War theater of operation. And we will head over to the forward airstrip at center map, and then see what we could do maybe to head over to the command center. And one of the things I don't like about this map and this type of map is that it's much more advantageous to have the command center than it is to have the mining plant. Just from the standpoint of, when you have the command center, you're tying up your enemy's aircraft, having to deal with those bombers. So it's definitely an advantage to be able to have that command center. And there's not a lot fighters can do at the plant anyway, because they're not defended by air defense aircraft. So as a fighter, you're kind of like, what do I do? And we're just weaving here back and forth to avoid the anti-aircraft, which is pretty easy method of doing that. And let's get down here, and it looks like every red pilot and their buddy is here. We're going to need to deal with these ground attack aircraft. We're going to hold them off taking it. And kind of fraught with peril here to be ignoring fighters, but can't let these ground attack aircraft have free reign. And sure enough, they got it. So at this point, let's just deal with this human pilot here. And I'm trying to target the gunner. So if I can knock the gunner out, then that'll save us a lot of heartache. Alright. Wow, that's a lot of red and no blue. So I don't, as much as I want to head in there, our engine is knocked out and we've got no support, and we've got people on our tail here. And here they come. So yeah, we're not gonna get out of that. So yeah, that's just like a big old blob of red. And we'll head over here to the mining plant because they are making a concerted effort to get it. Let's see, the Yak 3 is a definite threat to us. You know what, let's try to do something with this Yak 3 before he gets us. We're not going to be able to deal with that ground attack aircraft if the Yak 3 is chewing away at us. There we go. Alright. Over here and deal with this ground attack aircraft now. There we go. And we've got a human player here in a Spitfire. And another player here in a Yak. That Yak 3. It's got the same maneuverability that we do, so definitely want to take it out. I don't like any planes being around that can stay up with us in the maneuverability department. That is our strength. Okay, figured probably get him with. What is this? Okay.
The enemy has control of all key objects. You cannot leave it like that.
Something's chewing on us here. Air defense aircraft here. We're real close to taking it out. Let's see if we can finish it off.
The enemy is about to win. Push harder.
going to dive because we will not survive a head-on with that BF-109Z.
You've done what you could. Go back to base.
Okay, so unfortunately a defeat for the team, but we did get the rank 1 on the team, Subjugator and Defective Fire. Take a look at the after action report here. See what the story is. Alright, so 5 minutes 51 seconds in battle, including our time to get back into the swing of things after being destroyed one time. We had 8 kills with 3 assists. Did over 3,100 in damage to aerial targets. Let's see here. Over 7,200 in combat points. Our opposite number 1 was Johnny Bag in a Spitfire, and he had 7 kills, 1 time destroyed. I think we may have actually shot him down that one time, if I remember correctly. Good job, Johnny, and to your team. Okay, so let's have one more battle. Okay, so for our final battle in the Ki-84, we'll be over the northern bridgehead, Polaris Theater of Operation. We will, of course, head to the command center. From the command center, we will head to the forward airstrip,
and we shall win.
Where, no doubt, there will be a general turn and burn melee going on. Good looking aircraft. Take a look at this camo here in a second.
Show me what you can do, pilots. Let's roll.
The sound of those cannons never gets old. Just never gets old. Dive down below that fire there. Gotcha. And we'll weave back and forth here a little bit to avoid some of this anti-aircraft fire. Help our friendly out there, get that fighter off its tail. Looks like we only need one more thing destroyed or killed to... if I can take out a... take out a gun emplacement here and finish this sector off. Almost. Just need one more. There we go. That did it. Alright. Excellent. Gonna heavy fighter here that's low health.
Engage them immediately.
And we've got a Yak-3 on one of our friendlies, so we'll try to help it out.
Be advised, the enemy is concentrating forces near the airfield.
Got it. And these cannons have pretty good range. Zoom in here. I don't like to zoom in too much because I feel like you get tunnel vision much more. Tend to get jumped and don't even realize it because you're zoomed in. Take out this multi-roll here. One more hit and we got him. There we go. Deal with this human ground attack aircraft pilot. Deal with us with dropping a bomb or something. Okay. Reserve the airfield there. And let's see, we've got a multi-roll and a heavy fighter. Let's deal with this multi-roll here. Get up to it. Come back. I need to kill you. Alright, that was much more helpful. And looks like our team is making a concerted effort over the enemy's command center, so let's see if we can't help them out there. What do we have here? So, you know, when you're deciding, if you've got a group of aircraft and you're deciding, you know, which one do I target? My criteria are, number one, if I have a low health, I'm going to probably target it first, get it knocked out and done. You know, take care of the low-hanging fruit. Next, I'm going to target any human players. Good job there, Echo. Target any human players because they're the most dangerous enemy pilots that we'll be going against. And then finally, the more maneuverable aircraft, target them next.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
Alright, so got a whole covey of reds here. What is that? It's a multi-roll. Alright, so we've got a low health Yak-3 here, which is also a highly maneuverable aircraft. Dang it, what's on our tail here?
We cannot support you any longer. The storm is too heavy.
Spitfire.
Over.
Make sure when you're in sniper mode like this that you are, glancing over to the mini-map. I believe this is the P-51 that shot us down earlier. Maybe it wasn't. Feels like it was. I can shoot it down if I stop overheating our cannons. Ah, there's the P-51. It's the human pilot, that's right. Let's see here. We can absolutely outmaneuver that P-51. Not going to outclimb or outspeed, but we will definitely outmaneuver. Alright, we're down to 2.
The command centers are under our control. Communication with the headquarters established.
Alright, we've got to be careful there.
Way to go! Victory is close.
Okay.
The enemy is almost defeated. Make a final push.
Where is that last aircraft? It's a ground attack aircraft. So, where are you? Where are you hiding? Suppose it doesn't matter. We're going to win on points any second now, but still. Ah. Are we down here somewhere? Okay, there we go. Headed over to the command center there. I think we're gonna win, but should win. And there's the ground attack aircraft over here. Fast man. Can we get him? Let's try not to crash here. There we go. The killing blow.
Victory is ours. We're waiting for your return.
Okay, so Guardian, #1 spot on the team, 3 chevrons on the grade rank. Looks like 16 kills. Subjugator, effective fire, and flying start. Let's head back, take a look at the after action report in the hangar. Get the overall picture. Okay, so let's see, had 27 critical hits there. Pretty good list. And let's see, what did we do to the P-51? Knocked out its engine and set it on fire. Let's see, Fastman, the IL-20, shot out the left wing, the right wing, the tail, the pilot, the gunner, set it on fire. Alright, so captured 1 sector, shut down 7 of our 16 kills while defending. Destroyed once, and 3 assists. And took out 1 ground target, which helped us to get the command center. Finish it off. Let's see how we did on currency. Alright, so 72,000, almost 80,000 in currency, 49.45 in experience points, 247 in free experience. And almost 12,000 in combat points. So very good. Excellent result there for both the team and the Ki-84. So I really like this aircraft. It's a sharp looking aircraft. It has great cannons. Love the sound of those cannons. And good altitude performance. So I hope you have really enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you get an opportunity to fly the Ki-84, that you have great success in it.